Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today we're taking another look at M2 skins for the Asus Zephyrus G15. For those of you that missed my first look at this product, essentially M2 Skins gives all G15 users the option to really make the G15 their own. A wide variety of different skins. The one we're looking at here is the black brushed version. I think it's roughly $15 US. It does retain the Republic of Gamers logo right there, and it was pretty easy to install, as are all of the top lids, at least so far in my experience. You will need to use a credit card with some paper towel wrapped around it or a microfiber cloth, and I will direct you in the description to M2 Skins' own install videos for tutorials for those of you that are interested. But really it's just a matter of lining it up with the actual cutout. If you choose to go with it, you can also get a skin that completely covers the cutout and then opt, of course, to go beyond the top lid to the more intricate installation of the interior deck as well as touchpad. But that's entirely up to you. And yeah, that's pretty much it with the black brushed look. Let's take a look at another one of the M2 skins for the G15. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the carbon fiber white skin for the G15. Of course, as I've mentioned, M2 Skins has a wide variety. This is just yet another one that I asked to take a look at, a sample to share with all of you, because at least at first sight, I thought it looked good, and I happen to really like the texture. Another nice thing about the carbon fiber white is that when it comes to fingerprints, it's not going to collect them like the brushed black that I just shared with all of you a moment ago. So again, easy to install. We have the cutout for the Republic of Gamers logo, and it is a distinct look. You either, I think, love or hate carbon fiber. In my case, I tend to like it, and I think it makes this machine look pretty sharp, and this just, again, makes me wonder how good the matte white is going to look as well. But there it is. I think it's pretty clean as intended. And also when you think about the fact that the 3080 model of the G15 in white, Asus kept talking about that the reason the price was so high was because of the paint finish. Well, of course, this is a skin and not a paint finish, but I think the majority of users would have rather avoided that paint cost. After all, this isn't an automobile, it is a gaming laptop. Next, let's take a look at one of the other skins that I got from M2. Bear with me, and I'll be right back. The next skin we're looking at for the G15 from M2 is the matte white, but this, of course, is a customized one, which, as you can see, I have it upside down right now, but that's, of course, not upside down from my perspective. We still have the cutout for Republic of Gamers, really subdued compared to the balance of their designs, and this might be my favorite. As much as I like the carbon fiber, the matte white looked sharp, and part of what I was mentioning with the white carbon fiber, of course, was Asus and their whole pitch for spending a fortune on the white paint job for the G15, and this obviously is a much more affordable option if you, again, want to make the G15 look exactly as you desire. Specifically, just as you see here, with any sort of customization, including, like I have for my channel name, this is something that M2 Skins can accommodate. And it's really just a matter of communicating with them with their support email, and they will guide you from there. I have to say, this one is really compelling. The contrast on it with the existing lid, the look, the feel. Again, you're not going to have any fingerprints collected on this. It's just really sharp. And that's why from the beginning, this was one of the skins that I thought I might end up with using permanently. But we'll see. I mean, the whole premise of demoing all of these is really to find out which one is going to be the best fit. And hopefully all of you are getting a pretty good feel for what the M2 Skin vinyls look like on the G15, which so far I'm really impressed. Next, we're going to be looking at the carbon fiber black, which also has the exact same logo cutout. So let me go ahead and get that applied and get right back to you. And so the last M2 skin I wanted to share with all of you is the carbon fiber black. Now, of course, this is yet another customized vinyl that they were kind enough to implement my company logo on, just as I showed you with the matte white. And I think this may be my favorite of the bunch. And the reason I say that is because I think the carbon fiber, initially I thought the matte white, I was kind of in love with it, but I always knew the carbon fiber, at least when I first looked at the different vinyl options, the different skins that M2 made for the G15. This one was the first one that I was really attracted to. I mean, carbon fiber, as a photographer and a tech enthusiast, is always going to be at the top of the list for me, as long as it doesn't, cheese things out. And I really think this picks up all the accents of the G15 really well. Now, I was a little bit concerned about whether or not we would have appropriate contrast for the logo with, of course, the actual physical lid of the G15, being that it's black on gray. But the good news is it does work out. Another nice thing, and this is one of the reasons I like it more than the matte white, and that's not a knock against the matte white. The matte white is really nice on this machine as well, is that at an angle, you actually can't see, the logo kind of disappears. And I'm not looking to flaunt this, so it's just a cool, unexpected effect of the skin on the G15. Now with the white, the company name was always prominent, so kind of dig that. And then in addition to that, I feel like besides fit and finish matching better than the matte white for my own personal taste, the fingerprint and I think overall susceptibility to getting dirty is less so, just because of the color scheme and having this texture. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is what the interior looks like. Now, the top lid with this logo is a little bit more complicated. Generally, as I've mentioned, the top lids are very easy to apply. Just squeegee them on. You'll have the ability to readjust if you don't line things up perfectly with the Asus Republic of Gamers logo. But on the interior, that's where things can get a little bit more tricky. And as you can see, we've got the carbon fiber across the entire unit. Now, you do have to take care to make sure that when removing this from the actual pallets that they're on, that they're, adhesed to when you get them from M2, not to stretch them out, because if you do, they will get deformed, and as a result, the cutouts aren't going to look as clean as they should. Now, luckily, my other half did this install, and I'm not going to say much better, she's night and day. My experience, I've installed a lot of skins, but I was afraid of this one, especially with the logos, and she just did an outstanding job. This is the least of her talents, but still a relevant one, and I think it looks fantastic. I wasn't sure whether or not I was going to want the actual touchpad covered, but I think it ended up being a really good choice, and all of the cutouts are exactly as you would expect. The speaker grills are accommodated appropriately. I think the finish of the trim, meeting each other, this part meeting the deck, is on point, as is, of course, the touchpad itself. And then the cutouts at the top for all of the different elements, from the power button to the armory crate, the mute, the volume, up and down, and also the LED activity icons, all are exactly as they should be. So I think M2 Skins has done a great job, and in closing, of all of the skins that I looked at, there's no question the black carbon fiber is my favorite of the group, and this is what is going to live on my G15 for the foreseeable future. The other great thing is that for those of you that followed my upgrade video on this, where I installed 2 NVMEs into the machine, I got a dimple here from one of the screws. I didn't over tighten, but with an all plastic chassis, things happen. And luckily, I was hoping that the carbon fiber skin would hide that, just so that I wouldn't stress over it, because, out of sight, out of mind. And the good news is it is out of sight. So love the fit and finish on this, highly recommend it. It matches the system beautifully, especially if, like me, you weren't in love with the original look and maybe even the feel, because the carbon fiber has a nice texture. It doesn't feel like, you've just applied a sticker. Again, really sharp, and I think M2 Skins Not only are they the only manufacturer out there right now accommodating users like me and all of you who are looking to customize their Asus Zephyrus G15, but they also are doing a really good job. So kudos to M2 Skins for making my G15 actually nice looking and giving me the ability to customize and incorporate the company brand and name into a laptop that I already love, and they've just made it even better. And of course, my fiance for actually making this look incredibly seamless. I can't take any credit for that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, link in the description to M2 Skins as well as discount code, I believe, and any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to subscribe and please stay safe. Later.